Over the past few weeks, I've been secretly testing a new bike, and that bike is this, an Alchemy Arktos 135. Before they reach out to me to review this bike, and this is a review bike, I have to send it back, I had never even heard of Alchemy bikes, let alone seen one. And on my first ride, my first test, I crashed it and almost fell off a cliff. And as I was sitting there laying on the ground, I thought of all sorts of questions for this bike, like, this frame is a carbon frame. Will I notice a difference going back to carbon? Is this bike fun uphill and downhill? And would I buy this bike with my own hard-earned money? But before we answer those questions, I gotta assess the damages. Help me up, will ya? What is that? Oh, it's a sponsor. This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN, but which way is the car? All right, follow me. This way to the car? All right, let me warm up a little bit. I'm gonna tell you a little story. One time I was talking to my mom on the phone and she mentioned that she was gonna get her dog a knee brace. And then we got off the phone and the first ad I came across was a dog knee brace. That's because all of your activity like internet browsing, text conversations, or phone calls are being tracked. And then you're fed ads based off what you did or said. It's super creepy. Well, Surfshark VPN blocks all of that and makes you completely anonymous every second that you're on the internet. I like watching mountain bike racing and cyclocross on Red Bull TV and other websites, but for some reason, it's usually geo-restricted and can't be watched in the US. So I boot up Surfshark VPN and change my location to somewhere in Europe, and boom, I'm watching Nino Schurter race World Cup XC. The other big feature is Surfshark blocks all of those annoying cookie pop-ups on every single website that will ask for your permission to track you. Yeah. So head over to Surfshark by using my link in the description and then use my code EVAN for 85% off and you get an additional 3 months free. And they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk in being protected by Surfshark VPN. All right, now let's check out this bike. The good news is the frame didn't get hit in the crash and neither did the fork. This is a Fox 36 factory. And this is probably my favorite fork on the market right now. I just love how it feels, super plush. And same with this Float X, it's all good here, no scratches. And it's pretty cool. This bike comes equipped, all specs come with a Kashima coating, Fox factory, even a Fox factory dropper post. That's pretty cool. I hate it when you look at a bike, you see pictures, it's all cool and everything, and then you go look at the lower spec and it's got like a RockShox Judy or something on it. So it's really cool that every single model has this Fox factory setup. All right, so it looks like the only damage that I'm finding is that I scratched this GX shifter a little bit and I probably have to reorient this little thumb tab. All right, so they sent me the low spec Alchemy Arktos and it comes with a SRAM GX group set, but I actually like this GX group set. I just put it on my common saw and it's rock solid. Also has the SRAM GX cranks and I've never seen these cranks in person and man, I would definitely buy these cranks. They're pretty cool. But while I'm up here, I think I'm gonna change out the bars. These bars are tag metal and they're 800 millimeters wide and I just feel weird about cutting someone else's bars down to what I want. So I'm gonna throw on what I'm familiar with, my 1-up bars that are carbon. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna use a little bit shorter of a stem because I found that now that I've nailed my reach and how long I want it, I can run a shorter stem and it makes the steering a little less twitchy. This wheel set is an Industry 9 wheel set and I've never ran i9 wheels. Gotta love that sound. And these wheels have something super cool that I'm pumped about. It's also kind of a downfall. This hub is super boost spacing, meaning that the hub flanges are wider and the rear end is wider. So your spokes create a wider triangle, leading to a stiffer, more stable wheel, especially for those side-to-side motions. So I really like that, but if I wanted to try, a mullet setup, well, the extra wheels that I have at my house, none of them will fit this bike. So new standards, but I think this one's for the better. Oh, and I didn't mention 150 millimeters front travel and 135 rear. So perfect little trail bike right here. And I didn't even get to the sneaky little hidden feature that will save money. All right, let's go ride. So if you're like me, you've never even heard of Alchemy before. Well, Alchemy is a company based out of Colorado, USA, and they're known for making their own bikes. But unfortunately, it looks like this Arktos model is the only model that they outsource to Taiwan. And that's not a knock on the brand. I think a lot of great stuff comes out of Taiwan factories and they still design and prototype everything. They still have a lifetime warranty and that's pretty good. And I've had a lot of people come up to me and say that this bike looks just like a Yeti SB140, which is kind of funny because both companies are based out of Colorado. But I think Alchemy is such an underrated brand Just within the last month, Pink Bike did a trail bike field test, and for some reason, they left out this Alchemy bike. Even though this Arktos has a very similar spec to the Yeti SB140, only that it's like $4,000 less. And I really wonder, why is that? Why was this bike left out? But all right, we're at the climb. Yeah, I gotta take it easy on these climbs. That's how I got in trouble before and almost fell off the cliff. But man, this bike is so accurate with climbing. Oh. I mean, it gives me way too much confidence. Like, watch this. Hurrah! Yeah. Tech climbs are so easy on this bike. Oh. So I'm not exactly sure what makes this such a good climber. You'd think that a medium travel trail bike with a 64-ish degree head tube angle and a 76 degree seat tube angle wouldn't be a great climber. But this bike really climbs amazing, much better than my short travel Canyon. And I'm not sure why. Is it because of the carbon? Let me know. But then I came across this bike's weird suspension. It has a leverage curve called a sine, and it makes it a kind of an S, but this bike doesn't have any pedal bob whatsoever. So I don't know, let me know what you think, but let's see how it does on these rock garden. All right, here we go, dropping in. Oh, it's a little wet, I gotta take it easy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm noticing something here. Ugh, I'm getting kind of beat up. Maybe I need to go a little bit faster, or maybe that's just the suspension. Ooh, that run didn't go so well. I was getting kind of beat up. I don't know if it's because the suspension is set up not good for going slow, or maybe this bike doesn't like going slow. Let's do another run. Let's give it a little bit more juice. Yeah. Oh, much better. Didn't even feel that rock garden. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Oh, this bike is so good. I feel like I can change directions any way that I want to. I've never felt that in a bike. I mean, this thing just steers so good. I don't know, is it the leverage curve? Is it the Super Boost? I don't know, I've never rode either before, so I don't know, let me know what you think. But I'm not feeling any of these bumps. This is so awesome. Whew. Hey, I don't want to come across as like a salesman or whatever because they sent me this bike to review, but like I really feel that I'm a better rider on this bike. I don't know what it is. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, but this bike makes me feel like a badass. All right, let's hit a jump trail. All right, made it to the top. Let's see how this thing can shred some downhill. Oh man, this bike is so smooth, and the balance of it in the rider position, man, I'm just happy with how fast this bike rolls, and just cornering is no problem at all. Wow, all right, let's keep going. Oh yes! Oh man, this bike is so much fun on the downhills. And the final question was, would I spend my hard-earned money on this bike? And you know, I think I would buy this bike because, you know, I upgrade bikes on the channel, build bikes, but sometimes you just want a bike that's just good straight out of the box, and that's this bike. This bike is for someone who wants a dream bike on a budget. And earlier I said that this bike has a very similar spec to the Yeti SB140. Well, the Yeti is $8,800, way too much, and this bike on sale right now is $4,500. Obviously, that's still a good chunk of change, and I'm sure I just triggered a bunch of people, but this bike is for someone who's really committed to mountain biking and wants a really high performance machine. And this bike is fully loaded without the big name brand markup. And that's what this channel is all about, best bang for your buck. And I think this bike is my new favorite bike in my stable. Oh, and I didn't even mention the money saving feature. This frame can be converted from a trail bike to a downcountry 130, 120, or to an enduro 170, 150. So with different shock setups, you can basically have 3 bikes in one. Oh, and there's a flip chip to go mullet. I can't wait to convert this thing.